One of the best features of GSOFT2 is once you're connected to the drive, which we did in Part 1, you can view lots of different drive signals and statuses in real time using the scope function. For example, if we select motor phase A and motor phase B and motor phase C, start recording, bring up the virtual keypad, which I've already configured for remote operation, there's a separate video showing how to do that, and hit run, we see in real time what the three motor phases are doing. Let's reverse the motor direction. Let it run for a second, and stop the motor, and stop the recording. Hit zoom all to see the entire recording. Okay, let's zoom in on the transition between forward and reverse. We can see that when running forward, red leads green, which leads blue. In reverse, green leads red. Exactly what we'd expect to see. So if one of your motor leads was goofy or miswired, you would instantly see that here. You can even isolate the traces by clicking on these boxes. Let's zoom out and then back in after the acceleration ramp is done. If we move the cursors, we see the period of the frequency is this, and the rate is 30 Hz, exactly what we asked for. Of course, you can save and read these recordings, and there's even a JPEG button that takes a screenshot for you. The value boxes show the value of whichever cursor you're currently controlling. If I move the dashed cursor, I see these update with the values at the current cursor position. If I move the solid cursor, I see its current values. The delta is the difference between the two cursors relative to the one you're controlling. These display the values in decimal or hex for the next run. Time works the same way. It's the time of the cursor you're currently controlling and a delta to the other cursor. And this is the inverse of the time, which is really handy when you want to view the frequency of a signal. These are summary charts. You can see all of the digital I/Os at a glance. And you can display these on a scope using these. You can isolate bits for display by selecting the ones you want. Just beware, this will appear as a 0 or a 1 on the scope, while this will appear as a 0 or a 128 on the scope. If you have multiple selected, the scope will display the sum of all the bits in these words. And these show you at a glance the max, min, and average of the channel you're looking at over here. This one goes with this guy, this one goes with this guy, etc. And you can clear the screen and start over. Need to tweak some parameters? No problem. Just bring up the parameter menu right here. It works exactly like the examples we saw in Part 1. And finally, the recovery button zooms the screen back out to its max extents. There are tons of things you can monitor, so you're really only limited by your imagination when using the GSOFT2 scope function. We use the scope function a lot in the PID videos, so check those out if you want to see some more examples. Remember, GSOFT2 is a free download at AutomationDirect.com, and you only need a USB cable to use it with your GS20 drives. Well, that should be enough to get you started with the GSOFT2 scope function. Click here to see all of the GS20 video tutorials. Click here to subscribe to Automation Direct's YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we publish new videos, and click here to learn about Automation Direct's free award-winning support options.